Hello, this is Ted Gambardella, and this is a tribute to the great Macho Man, Randy Savage. We were truly saddened this weekend when we heard that the great Macho Man, Randy Savage, died in a car crash. And we wanted to share some of our thoughts on the passing of this wonderful man and this wrestling icon. When the WWE began to take over wrestling back in the 1980s, in the early 90s, it was due in no small part to the personality and power of the Macho Man. His matches and setups with Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair are some of our fondest memories from the early days of the WWE on TV with our son and even with our daughter. You know, Savage was able to transform the simplest of interviews into a Shakespearean experience. He could literally take the simplest question from Mean Gene Okerman and make a totally hilarious and insane reply. There was never just a yes or a no or I'm going to kill him or that type of response. There was always a reintroduction of himself to the audience again, and several times throughout the interview and every few seconds during the interview. Each time he made a statement, he would preclude it with his famous, "Oh yeah, the Macho Man Randy Savage." And he would go on to say something. Then he would describe in great detail what he was going to do and how the horrible things he was going to do to his opponents, only stopping to take a breath. And every time he would take a breath, he would reintroduce himself again and say, "Oh yeah, the Macho Man, Randy Savage." You just never knew what he was going to say, but you always knew what he was going to begin and end the interview with. "Oh yeah." You know, the Macho Man transcended wrestling, and he was known throughout the entire world because of his larger-than-life personality and, flamboyant wrestling style. He was one of the first true superstars in the modern era of wrestling, along with Ric Flair, Hulk, and Hulk Hogan. But Savage was different. He dressed different, and he talked different. He made his ring walk and intro in the ring something worth staying up for and waiting to see. He wore the greatest costumes ever seen in wrestling and has never been topped by another wrestler costumes since. We only wish we would have seen the Macho Man in HD TV. Boy, that would have been something. He had one of the most beautiful women in wrestling in his corner, Miss Elizabeth, and not only in his corner, but he was actually married to her in real life. And his fights with Hogan over Miss Elizabeth were classic and almost too real. We remember like it was yesterday, watching the old WWE with our son Teddy and watching the Macho Man take it to Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, the Junkyard Dog, and even beating up Andre the Giant. And we remember that while Teddy wanted to be Hulk Hogan, he could talk just like the Macho Man. And every child and every adult tried to talk like the Macho Man, and everyone did because he was so easy to emulate. His voice was so distinctive and his style was so pervasive, all the kids would go around saying, "Oh yeah," in that raspy voice and making big arm muscles. Now we think you can still hear the Macho Man calling out Hogan and threatening Ric Flair. The Macho Man is gone, but he'll never be forgotten.
Oh yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage, Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, was in a state of shock when we get the drink. Macho Man Randy Savage, Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, was in a state of shock when Ricky the Dragon.